You wake up and, before you even get out of bed, your body is already on alert. Your heart speeds up slightly. Your chest feels heavier than it should. The day hasn't even started, yet your mind is already active, pulling thoughts as if it were preparing for something urgent. Nothing has happened, no news arrived, no conversation began. And still, the feeling remains that something could go wrong at any moment. An appointment, a message, an old mistake returning to memory, a future that doesn't even exist yet. Anxiety doesn't arrive screaming. It arrives quietly, spreads slowly, and takes up space. And the more you try to force it away, the more it seems to resist. If you've lived this, understand this from the start. You are not weak and you are not broken. You are human, and it is precisely for experiences like this that Stoicism was created. Before we continue, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. By doing so, you help us continue bringing content like this, created for those going through difficult moments and seeking clarity, not judgment. And if you are dealing with anxiety in your daily life, leave the following statement in the comments as a quiet commitment to yourself. I command my mind. Anxiety does not decide for me. Anxiety is not a modern problem, even though modern life intensifies it. The Stoics observed this inner state more than 2,000 years ago. They understood that human suffering increases when the mind leaves the present moment and begins to live in an imagined future, trying to predict, avoid, or control what has not yet happened. For them, this movement of the mind was the root of much human unrest. Epictetus taught that everything that disturbs us is born from a fundamental confusion, failing to distinguish what depends on us from what does not. This confusion may seem small, but it disorganizes the entire inner life. When we believe we must control outcomes, other people's reactions, future events, and even our own emotions, the mind enters a permanent state of vigilance. It begins to function as if it were constantly defending itself from an invisible threat. This constant state of alert creates exhaustion, tension, and anguish, even when nothing concrete is happening. Observe honestly how anxiety usually behaves. It almost never speaks about the present. It always points to a what if. And what if it goes wrong? What if I fail? What if I am not enough? What if something slips out of control? The body reacts as if the danger were immediate, as if it were right in front of you. But most of the time, the danger is nothing more than an image created by the mind. For the Stoic, this is essential. It is not the event that disturbs us, but the judgment we make about it. Marcus Aurelius wrote to himself that many pains do not come from things themselves, but from the opinions we form about them. Thoughts arise automatically. This is natural. The problem is not that a thought appears, but that we immediately accept it as truth. Anxiety grows when the mind does not question, it simply believes. When every thought is treated as a real warning, the body responds with tension, even without any present reason. Here is an important point. Many people believe they need to calm down quickly when anxiety appears. They try to force tranquility, rigidly control their breathing, or fight the thought. But this effort, in most cases, only increases the sense of urgency. Stoicism teaches something different. It does not propose repression, but observation. It does not ask you to eliminate thoughts, but to stop becoming a slave to them. There is a small space between thought and reaction. This space is almost invisible, but it is where freedom lives. When anxiety arises, the Stoic does not ask, "How do I make this stop right now?" Because that question is already born from fear. Instead, he asks something simpler and firmer. Does this depend on me? This question reorganizes the mind. If something depends on you, there is possible action. If it does not, there is necessary acceptance. Acceptance is not resignation. Acceptance is stopping the waste of energy spent trying to control what does not respond to your will. Seneca said that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Think about how many times you have suffered intensely over something that never happened. Anxiety creates scenarios, repeats dialogues, revisits old mistakes, and builds entire futures that never materialize. Each repetition strengthens fear, as if it were a reliable prediction, when in reality, it is only a mental rehearsal. Now consider how this appears in daily life. Anxiety often arises in the simplest moments, before leaving the house, before sleeping, before a conversation, before a decision. The mind begins to spin possibilities, trying to anticipate outcomes. And the more you enter this cycle, the harder it becomes to leave it, because the mind believes it is protecting you. The Stoic observes this cycle calmly. He realizes that the mind is trying to avoid future pain, but is creating present pain instead. When he notices this, he does not blame himself. He simply redirects. The present moment is the only place where real action exists. You cannot act in the future. You can only act now. Excessive thinking about the future without concrete action in the present is the main fuel of anxiety. This does not mean living without planning. It means planning without attachment. There is a profound difference between preparation and worry. Preparation is calm, objective, and focused on what can be done now. Worry is repetitive, emotional, and leads nowhere. When you realize you are only spinning in thought, the Stoic asks, what is the next possible step, even if it is small? This simple step restores a sense of direction and reduces the feeling of helplessness. Often, anxiety is born from the fear of losing something: control, security, approval, love. Stoicism teaches detachment not as coldness, but as emotional maturity. To love, to desire, to care is human. To suffer because we believe these things belong to us, absolutely, is what creates torment. When we understand that everything is temporary, the mind begins to relax. Nothing external is fully ours. People change, relationships end, situations transform, the body ages. When we accept this only intellectually, but resist it emotionally, anxiety appears as a constant alarm of possible loss. Stoic training is about aligning understanding and emotion, gently remembering that everything that comes to us is a loan from life, not a permanent possession. When anxiety appears, do not criticize yourself for feeling it. Excessive self-criticism only adds more weight. The Stoic does not punish himself for feeling. He educates himself to understand. Anxiety is not weakness. It is a sign that the mind is trying to protect you, even if in a disorganized way. The role of philosophy is to organize this attempt at protection, transforming fear into clarity. Over time, something begins to change. Anxiety loses strength when it stops being treated as an enemy and starts being observed as a passing state. It comes and goes, just like thoughts and emotions. You are not anxiety. You are the one who perceives it. This simple distinction restores autonomy and reduces the fear of feeling. Stoicism does not promise a life without difficulties. It offers something more realistic and more valuable. A mind that does not collapse in front of them. A mind that chooses where to place its energy. A mind that understands that not everything needs to be controlled for peace to exist. Carry this with you today. Whenever anxiety arises, return to the essential question: does this depend on me? If it does, act calmly. If it does not, let go with dignity. And whenever you need to, remember the affirmation you wrote: I command my mind. Anxiety does not decide for me. This is not the end of anxiety. It is the beginning of a different relationship with it, more lucid, more grounded, and more gentle with yourself.